Hi, buddy. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well, my friends. I genuinely hope you're all well. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe. Another win. 4 in 12 days. Can we make it 5 in 15 days when we travel to Southampton on Sunday? We'll have all the watch-alongs, the previews, all that type of stuff. Check it out. Also, we've had the done the ratings at lunchtime. We did a sort of review show immediately after the game. We got some people outside the ground as well to tell us, including like the Heineken DJs and the DJs from the store, the Let's All Have a Disco group, or Simon and Razor and all that lot, and a bit of a giggle. So check that out. It was quite fun. As I said, we have the Hammers headlines in association with KUMB.com, boys. Check out the forum, check out the website, all the good stuff. The YouTube channel as well. Check them out and give them a subscribe. And as we do on a Friday, we present to you the synopsis of the David Moyes press conference. A very short press conference, having just spoken to the press about 12 hours beforehand after the Anderlecht game, in terms of his feedback from that. And obviously you can check that out on the club website and various others. But in terms of the Southampton game, in terms of all team news and stuff like that, that's what we're going to do today, is bring you all the latest information. So in terms of the team, in terms of the news, what we've got coming up in terms of squad availability for the Southampton game, he says we've not really got any update from last night. Antonio is a little bit better. Kurt felt a bit of the sniffles. Oh, Diddums. Oh, bless him. He's got the sniffles. Oh, leave him alone. He's got the sniffles. Got the chance to see him this morning. Hopefully had a chance. The Tilo situation, we took a precaution on him. Obviously, Zouma and Tilo weren't on the bench for the game yesterday, the Anderlecht game. So it'll be interesting to see. And poor old Zouma. He's got the sniffles. We've all got them. I've had them. Antonio's had the sniffles as well. Obviously, he was in the squad as well yesterday. So potentially those two coming back. Obviously, we had a couple of injuries. They didn't really speak about that in the public section. They might have spoken about it in the embargo section of the press conference. Craig Dawson obviously went off. Apparently it was a dead leg and he'd felt it quite early on, and so did Oggy. It was a knee that he felt very early on in the game, so we'll see. I reckon they took off Craig as a precaution, and he carried it. I mean, to be honest, he was meant to come off and he spent 10 minutes hobbling about, didn't he? That is Craig Dawson. One person definitely out. Also, we know the likelihood is Neo Gerd won't be playing. We know that. But another player is going to be Cornet. Asked about Cornet, he said he's got a small calf strain. He is not available for the next match, which is Southampton on Sunday. Thank you, David, for the little sort of reminder that we're playing Southampton on Sunday. They did say he from talking about the Anderlecht game, he was definitely at the Anderlecht game, with the potential of him maybe coming back by the end of the week. So it would look like hopefully he'll be back for the Liverpool game next week, which is on Amazon Prime, I believe, which is fantastic, because it saves us asking about trying to find a feed. There we go, because I've got Prime, so very, very good. In terms of... and then he was asked several other questions, as always. I'm just bringing them up now so I can make sure I put the right bloody questions up. He was asked about the crowd trouble, obviously, yesterday, and he was quite diplomatic in terms of what he said. He said it's certainly not good. Police officers get injured. I think we spoke about it enough last night, and we did, with the Anderlecht press officer coming out and publicly apologising for his behaviour, his fans. So. And so it's no place for it on or off the field, home or away. And that's how he finished off their press conference. So go back and check it out. It's quite sort of unusual for someone to be so forthright. So yeah, it was a strange atmosphere, wasn't it? That last 25 minutes particularly. I'm all for the crowd. I mean, I love the European crowds. It's even like Viborg. They were fantastic, so noisy, and it really generates a different atmosphere than other Premier League games, in my opinion. But sometimes when it goes over I think about the Rapid Vienna game last year, which wasn't very nice, and it just there's a line, isn't there? And I mean, I feel sorry for the Bournemouth lot. They're not hardly any of them going to have any seats. they're not going to have anywhere to sit by the time the amount of bloody white chairs that were thrown over by the Anderlecht guys. In terms of Southampton, in terms of looking forward to our opponents on Sunday, Moyes said not a lot really, to be fair. So I think Southampton the last couple of years we've done quite well against them, and they've done quite well against us. Brilliant, insightful ever. Half of one of the half of one and six of one and half dozen of the other. I think it's quite difficult to make assumptions how games are going to go. There are 3 or 4 teams at the top, and the rest anyone can beat anyone on their day. It's not my job to figure their rhythm or identity. My job is to focus on West Ham's identity. So what? So if that's the case, Mr. Moyes. If that was the case, why do you always play defensive when we play the big teams? Because it shouldn't be about them. It's about identity. Anyway. But yes, very insightful. They've done well against us. We've done well against them. Who knows what's going to happen? Brilliant. Thanks, Moisey. And then he was asked about Europe. Obviously, the result yesterday means we qualify out of the group stages with 2 games left to go. A point against Silkeborg, who have to win. They have to. It's going to be an exciting game next Thursday after next. Very exciting, I think, because Silkeborg have to come and win. They've got to play to win on Thursday, so that's opened themselves up. They've scored 10 goals in 2 games as well, home and away to FCSB. So it's going to be a good game that Thursday at the London Stadium. A point would see us. See us win the group, which obviously is great for us because it means we miss the 32s, go straight into the 16s, which is pucker, like what we did this last season in Europa League. Asked about Europe, he was very happy. He gets really pleased because we've played as many games as anyone in Europe with qualifying games, which is true. Obviously, we played the 2 games. We would like to have got to the final last season. Every cup competition we are in, we want to try and win it, and we think we have a good squad. And we do have a good squad. I think, when we're fully fit, it's undoubtedly a very strong squad. The only trouble is we do have a couple of times where 1 or 2 injuries. So like yesterday, for example, was a classic example. We couldn't have, Zouma wasn't in the squad. We didn't have Tilo in the squad. Oggy gets a knock. Craig Dawson comes on. Craig Dawson gets a knock. You can't, obviously, hindsight's a great thing. And then you've got Declan Rice playing as in the back 3. And then, for a minute, I had my heart in my mouth because I thought Thomas Souček was going to be playing in the back 3. But luckily, it was all moved around a little bit, and he moved in, and Cress and Emerson dropped in, and so yeah. But it is a couple of, I think also, think yesterday, if Antonio's not there, so you only have really one target man. We didn't have a target. We didn't have a forward, an out-and-out striker yesterday in terms of the starting lineup. So, Paqueta was playing up there, then Ben Rama, then Bowen, and they sort of interchanged a little bit. Even almost like a false 9. So sometimes, I just 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more, I think, in January will just make this squad. But also, we've got a Gerd coming back as well, which is a huge plus for us as well. Obviously, Cornet, will be back hopefully for the Liverpool game as well. So we could have a fully fit squad by the end of the month. When's the last time that happened? Asked about Jarrod Bowen. He obviously, it was quite a lot in terms of being asked about Bowen. He was quite candid in terms of when he was talking about Jarrod. It actually goes into 2 slides. That's how much he talked about Jarrod Bowen. Obviously, he's a great goal yesterday. He's close to being back to his best. He looks like he's going to score. Jarrod looks like he's coming back into good form. I think there is, the year before I had to say to Jarrod, we had quite a short break. He's gone home, back to Hereford. He's been running in potato fields, and he started the season great. I actually think he got himself in such a good season. It was maybe just a long season in international break. The season before, after England win the final, Harry Kane had a slow start and then a fantastic season. I'm beginning to see good signs from Jarrod. Everyone who watched Jarrod can see his development. He looks faster and quicker. He understands a lot more tactically. I think all of the best wingers we've had, Ronaldo's and Messi's, nearly all of them became goal scorers and strikers. Maybe he could do that as well. Very interesting, that last point. That very last point. Not the fact that he's comparing Jarrod Bowen to Messi and Ronaldo, but in terms of transitioning from winger to striker to goal scorer and striker, and obviously he sort of did that yesterday, and he was sort of our plan B, wasn't he? When Antonio wasn't, they'd put Bowen in instead. So maybe that's that's still in his thoughts. Maybe that's still in Moyes' thoughts. Who knows? Who knows? And finally, in terms of Jarrod Bowen, he said of him, he's a really good boy, wants to listen, wants to watch his clips back, wants to look at his clips back, wants to do better. Over the last 2 or 3 years, he has certainly improved his game. I said if he scored 5 or 6 goals from then, he could get in. He's got a few more now. Indeed, he has got a few, and obviously with that goal yesterday, he becomes, I believe, our joint top European goal scorer of all time, which it's just crazy. So he's only been in Europe for a season and a half. But also, Scott Mack is only 2 off, I think, and he's only been here 3 months. So, but hopefully going forward, we're playing in Europe a lot more consistently, and we're getting some, getting some good goal scorers. But it's interesting with Bowen. Obviously, his transition. I think the best thing he could have done was actually go to England recently and not play a single minute. Because since he's come back a different person. And I understand what he means about, the season before last, he hit the ground running and should have been in England squad a lot earlier, but with injury, he didn't make that England squad famously when he was when he was really was Bowen on fire. And then this season, it has been a slow start, but it's been a slow start for everyone at West Ham. I think we're just getting into our groove, I think, now coming into mid-October. So, the best part of almost 2 months. Now we're sort of starting to hit a little bit of form. We're starting to win games ugly. We're starting to win games, but not even playing well, which is a good sign of a side, on the up. So rather than playing poorly and losing very heavily, we're playing okay and winning. So that, for me, that's good. And obviously 4 wins and a bounce. Can we make it 5 on Sunday? And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Short and sweet, just like me. Let me give you a heads up in terms of good stuff coming up this weekend. We've got the Late Late Show with Irish Tommy. That'll be on tonight from 10 o'clock in the UK. Come and have a chat with Tommy. He uses a couple of guests on. It's always very open, sort of open brief. We talk about anything. And I believe we'll have Holly's tweet all about it. Critically acclaimed tweet all about it show. That'll be on over the weekend. We'll also have all of the previews and stats and all that type of stuff coming up, as well as the watch along on Sunday. So check that out. And that's it. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Stay lucky. Stay cheeky. Stay positive. Keep the faith. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta for now, my friends. Bye-bye.